IHMA is an allied association of qualified homeopaths recognized internationally. Specifically, IHMA Kerala is being in the field of conducting seminars, medical camps, and all other measures for the betterment of our homeopathy as well as the general health of the public. In this lockdown season, we have started a webinar series for all interested homeopaths across associations, where we are using the intellect of many famous homeopaths and others. Today, Palakkad district is hosting the webinar series, and we have Dr. Ramya R with us, who had graduated from ANSS Homeopathic Medical College, Kurchi, Kottayam, after which she had done her MPhil in Behavioral Medicine and Rehabilitation from MG University, Kerala. She is working in many schools as pediatric counselor and also running a clinic, Challenge Homeopathy Child Development Center at Tripunizara. Today, she is with us to present a webinar on the topic Identification and Management of Learning Disorders in our clinic, kids, and daily practice. We hope it will be a very useful and practically helpful session for all of you. Over to you, Dr. Ramya, for your valuable time.
Ramya doctor, are you connected now? Ramya doctor? Dr. Ramya, are you ready? Dr. Ramya had just called me. She has a little bit connection problem. She will be right back within minutes. Okay. We are experiencing a small technical problem. We will be right back. Okay. Saji sir, can you make Dr. Ramya an admin? Dr. Unnikrishnan. Unnikrishnan. Okay. Saji sir, can you? Ramya, you can unmute your phone right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you see me?
We can see you, and you can share the screen. Okay.
Screen, okay, okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Is right? Okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. May I go to the session, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, good evening, everybody. I am really thankful for to IHMA for giving me such a nice platform, and this I am using this opportunity to bow before all my seniors in IHMA who were always been with me, guided me, corrected me, telling that Ramya, do that, do this, don't do that. Okay, thank you so much. And I always love to be among you. So thank you very much for giving me such a nice evening. So I will directly go into a topic, that is identification and management of learning disability in our clinic, that is with kids, and in daily practice, how we can identify it. Actually, I'm not going into the detailed class on learning disability or the different aspects of how learning disability is being assessed or like that, but I'm directly, first, when a child comes to our clinic, can a doctor identify it as learning disability? If so, how? That is what I'm going to tell. I'm clear and audible now. I can move on.
Yeah, you can move on.
Thank you. So, can we improve learning by taking medicines? Is it a disease? These are the questions usually our parents ask. When they come to clinic, they'll be coming to our clinic either as some reference from teachers, or they may be unidentified. They comes with some sort of diseases, and later on, while we take a case, they will say that the child is otherwise intelligent except for learning. In the school, they will be showing some backwardness. Okay, scholastic backwardness, that is a term. And there will be so teachers will send them to us if they know that there is some sort of solution for this. Of course, teachers send. In my clinic, I usually see teachers send them if their notes are too incomplete, too many absenteeism, very much showing too much anxiety for exams, or unable to complete exams, or if children bunk schools and all, and if there is higher resistance, where if the child will show resistance to learning, then some sort of aggression, depression. So all these will mostly end up in some sort of learning issues, and mostly learning disability. So that is how a learning disabled child come to our clinic. No one will come and say that I am having a learning issue and I want a medicine for that. It never happens. So it comes through all these contacts. And when parents ask like that, their learning is scoring mark at school. So we have to set reachable goals for them. Reachable goals means a child who is having mild MR, or usually our schools include all children. No, they never check the IQ or something. So children of different category IQ, different levels of IQ will come into our schools. So children will be performing differently. So, and parents will find that they are having all sort of issues. So we have to define learning to them as of, we can do this and this, we cannot do this and this. That also we should know. So what is learning, or what can be called learning? If the child is able to adapt to a situation and keep on the change, or the child is able to learn something and retain it, or the child is able to sit in class and attend the teacher for at least 20 to 40 minutes. So all these affects learning. What all? Intelligence, attention, language, emotion, memory, and the cognitive thinking or metacognitive thinking. In higher classes, if the child should move to higher class, of course, they should have the metacognitive thinking. So what our medicines do is maintain their attention, improve their language skills, or emotional stability can be attained, memory can be retained, the cognitive skill. That is what I found most, that children with comprehension difficulty, we cannot teach such a child when they doesn't understand what they hear or what we write. But our medicine always worked with wonderful results. That is, comprehending something is, we cannot do it from outside. So the learning, what learning is, how we reach a person, that the parent should understand. So for learning, what we should have, we should be able to take the information, retain in our memory, isn't it? Use that information. Then there is a short-term memory, then a long-term memory. So first it should come in the short-term memory, then move to long-term memory and retrieved in between. Then, and the child should be able to express it as reading or writing or even answering. All these are expressions. So any difficulty in taking in leads to LD. If it is not retained, leads to LD. And if it is not expressed, again it will lead to LD. So we can tell parent that, of course, it is a neurobehavioral disorder. Anyway, it is something different from normal. The child is unable to get or unable to express or unable to reveal. What is that? We have to find it, correct it. So children coming with scholastic backwardness. When they come or when we get such children in clinic, we will be confused, because mostly parents either say that they doesn't know anything, he is good for nothing, like that, okay? And we will feel like most of the symptoms as MR, whether he is a mentally retarded child or it is a slow learner, so, or this learning disability proper. So is there any relation between learning disability and intelligence? Of course, a learning disabled child will be intelligent, that they have a normal IQ of 90 to 110 or maybe above that, but usually it will be in the normal IQ range. But what we get in clinic, maybe slow learners who are not having that much IQ will be from 80 to 90, where the teacher have to use different multi-model approach, like showing things, telling about it, okay, like that. Different approach they need to learn, or teachers should say many times in class for that child to receive it once. Such children are slow learners. While what is mental retardation? Mental retardation, actually it is entirely different, and it is very easy, we can assess in our clinic. When the child comes, we can be that friendly with the child and we give them a marker like this and say, will you draw a man for me? It's a draw a man test. Okay, if the child can develop a head, the body parts properly, okay, then we can make sure that that child is not, or it's not having an intelligence issue. A small child, I'm talking about a small child. While as age improves, our questioning should go like, if you go to shop, no, and you didn't get what you wanted, or you went to one shop and you bought some sugar, and now you wanted one maybe rice or something, and you didn't get, what you will do? Such questions we have to ask. If the child says, I don't know, or I will go back home, like that and all, mostly an intelligent child will show, I will go to the next shop. So it is age accordingly. That is why I told, we cannot say that every small child, every child should be assessed for intelligence in the same place. So age appropriately, our questions should be placed and identified. Otherwise, we can send them to some centers and address their, that we want to check their IQ. We can do like that if it is a need for a study or for further studies. Otherwise, intelligence should be assessed like that. Then this mild, moderate and severe, mild and borderline MR children will of course come in our normal schools, and they will also be along with children with learning disability and children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or children with only attention deficit, okay, ADD. So all these children along with some normal children, that is, we can't say all are always normal, but anyway, such children will be there in a class. So it is a statistics is like that. In a class, there will be at least 5 LD children. That is the latest statistic report. So what is learning disability? It can manifest in different ways, but Particularly, it will affect the learning in such a way that the child will be scholastically backward. And see what all are the different diseases or what are all the different conditions or the spectrum we can see for scholastic backwardness. SB is scholastic backwardness. In that, ADD, attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Okay, then there will be some obsessive disorders in children. Then conduct disorder where they will be violent or evading rules. We take like that, no? So such things comes under conduct disorder. Then emotional distress. Then all these. Then along with the psychoeducational diseases like LD and many issues like if I say in Kerala, in a normal government school, if we take a child, how they learn English will be actually different from a person from outside India, isn't it? So English as second language, when they learn like that, some learning issues may happen. They also will present like learning disability. So we cannot consider it as purely learning disabled. So when the child comes, we have to go for an assessment to their learning issues in such a way that their IQ is checked. And if we see that it is normal, then we should move on to what is the deficit and how it formed. Maybe the child is very better in Malayalam. They speak well, they can understand well, they can write well. The child cannot be diagnosed as learning disabled. But there is an educational error. So we should find that, correct them. Whatever error comes to us, there is a solution. We should show the direct solution. So what are the medical, or we can say that these are medical or disabilities which will mimic and come to us as learning disabled cases, where a child have visual difficulties. I am not telling about disability. Visual disability, it is purely, we will identify it very early, but that is the child cannot see completely. But when it is like some myopia, or I had a case where a child was brought to clinic where he will not write from the board. He will write, but he will not finish the note. For half of it will be there. Then he will he will take someone's note and he will complete it. That means he can look to the side and write. He will turn like this and then write, but he cannot write like this. Actually, I found that I didn't identify in the beginning, but later on I felt there is something wrong with his eyes, and I sent him for examination, and I found that he was having half vision. That is, he can see only this much area. He cannot see the other half. We see, I have read medicine like that in our homeopathic Medica and all. So I was really, when I got such a case, I felt like, oh, I should try on that, I should do on that, like that and all. And I sent the child for the ophthalmic care, but I didn't get that case. Okay, they gave him better care with specs, and he was corrected maybe better. Anyway, they didn't come for taking medicine and clearing the eyesight. Even though I prompted them, then also they didn't come. Then other thing is that I have already mentioned about mental retardation, then emotional disturbances. The child was learning better. He used to complete notes. He used to do all this not till LKG or UKG. If he had done till 5th standard, 6th standard, and later on finding a difficulty, or suddenly he started showing something, that while case taking we will get whether it is an emotional disturbance. So that should be cleared. Then the environmental, cultural, and all these differences, when children are shifted from one place to another with a different language or different places, such issues can come. So no need of, I am not defining or reading through my slides. I will just point out what are the points, what I felt in my clinic, that is all. Okay. So in learning disability, we should find that there is a defect or deficit in academic achievement, and the diagnosis require persistent difficulties. That is, the child should show difficulties at least for 3 years or 5 years, like that, depending on the child's age. a child, if he is brought in 5th standard, he should show the difficulty or these difficulties from 3rd standard or 2nd standard, like that. Then current academic skills is significantly below the average. When they mean significantly below, they mean that at least 2 level below. When we take the assessment also, we take it like that. A child who comes in 5th standard, I will assess the child in such a way that whether the child is able to answer me of 3rd standard things, whether he can read a small story, like that. So below 2 years, we should not consider. It is only in a class such difference will be there. Below 2 years, so I have found that children who were brought in 9th standard, and I assessed the case, and the child's level was 1st standard or 2nd standard. That means he was able to read big letters, capital letters he was able to read, but he was unable to do it. So all such, so when we take an assessment only, we will see how these grades, and parents are having they find a solution for that till now. That is one thing. Then they can have difficulties in speech, they can have difficulties in reading, then writing, then mathematics skills. Okay, the computing or mathematics skills even can be seen as unable to not only like adding or doing mathematic problems, more than that, spatial arrangement like that and all. Okay, he cannot turn the vehicle properly into a garage. Okay, we have such issues. No? So all this comes under the mathematical difficulties. Then, so learning is being affected. That much we know. And you also understood learning has the process of taking in, retaining, and giving back. Now, while taking, what are the difficulties? Either a visual processing difficulty, where there may be difference, like when there are two identical or almost similar images, the child is unable to differentiate. Visual processing deficit alone, if I can take one class. So again, this visual processing has many vast divisions, but primarily you have to check that the child is unable to focus on reading from a group of words given. He is unable to read what he wants. He cannot stick on the lines like that and all. And auditory processing is again unable to understand, or like a whole story was told, and in the end when we ask something, he may not know what is the name of the king or like that. So it is purely auditory processing, unable to process what is heard. So then the processing speed matters. Especially in learning disability, I have seen this. That is, if the teacher gives a time, in that time he will not get it, or he will not remember it and say. When a question is asked, suddenly nothing will come. But if given a longer time, they will answer. So they need more time to get it, receive it, and reciprocate. So all those things. Then receptive language and expressive language I have mentioned. Okay. So while reading one book, A Telltale Brain from Dr. Ramendra, he is a neurosurgeon, okay, very famous person, and I'm so happy that I was able to read that book. In that I found that there are different connections. Okay, from our brain, in our brain, there are different connections or pathways. Like if we know one pathway, or if one pathway is strong, I will be able to know how things happen. And if another pathway is strong, I will understand what that is. So the child may be able, or his pathway may be strong in one phase where he understood, what is this? But he is not able to find how it is done. Okay, so it can happen. Why? Because of improper connections or pathways in our brain. So that is one reason that we can find that learning disabled children find difficulties. So what is learning disability? I find it more as functional, purely functional deficit. And I felt they never showed any other symptom. They are not too ill or in different, in the physical aspect, they are very healthy. So I felt these conditions are mostly one-sided.
There is some problem. Hello, there is some problem with the connectivity of Dr. Ramya. Please wait. Dr. Ramya, can you hear us? Please unmute.
Unmute. Now I was able. Hello? You
Okay.
can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I don't know suddenly what happened. The content you can see.
Now, please share the screen.
Okay. Now we can see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Okay. I should move faster. Time is going. Is it like that?
No, it's okay. Take your
Okay.
time.
So I have mentioned most of the symptoms, and whenever there is a reading difficulty, we take it as dyslexia, and reading or related like the visual processing. Okay, we can take it like that. Visual processing, he is finding it difficult, then it goes for dyslexia. While dyscalculia goes for the calculating difficulties. Then dysgraphia, where the child has some motor deficits also, that they are unable to write it out, or what they have know, they are unable to reproduce it, or they are not able to write, and unable to finish exams like that enough. And there is dyspraxia also, where there is gross motor difficulties. Then now actually I'm coming to the topic as of what all we find in clinic other than LD or combined with LD. Okay, this is attention deficit disorder. LD itself is a silent disability. No one knows until, or every parent or teacher thinks that the child is lazy or doesn't want to learn all those things. Okay, unless they are identified and their difficulties pointed out. Then along with that, if a child is having attention deficit but not hyperactive, then the teacher is not going to respond to the parent or anything, because they are fine in the class. The child will be there. Maybe he is not able to learn that much. That is what they think. They never identify that it is a the difficulty in concentration, unable to concentrate, only attention difficulty. Then hyperactive, attention deficit along with hyperactivity, teachers will call parents. That is the best way to associate. There will be hyperactivity. How much he is distracted, that much he will distract others also. And various all set of symptoms will be associated with ADHD. Then some children are there who are against rule, totally against rule, will not follow, or always defiant. Okay. And this is Tourette syndrome or tics. I usually see, in many cases, I have got tics along with learning disability. So all these can come together. Or a child who was learning disabled, who was not assessed properly, can move to this defiant characters. Okay. And if some psychological issues also develop, they can develop tics. So I have seen all these cases together, or one with another. ADHD child can show learning disability, or they became too aggressive because of the mismanagement of learning disability. While autism, it is not like that. Usually autistic children, learning disabled children will not become autistic. It's not like that. Okay, it's entirely different. Autistic children, they have a social avoidance, obsessions, and speech difficulty. It is something separate. But autistic children may have learning issues that can come. So when we go for the assessment, always go for their strength, as the whole world is there to tell that what they won't do. So the doctor should be there to finding their strengths. So assessment should be done to find the strength. That is the only way to get into that child. So neurocognitive assessments like the IQ and all, anyway, it helps in diagnosing the case, and psychosocial helps helps in supporting the child. These are the tests which can be done usually. The IQ test, then DST and BSMS in children or small kids. Then BSMS up to the age of 15. Okay, it is Vineland Social Maturity Scale, and DST is Developmental Screening Test. Both gives a clear idea about what a child should behave or how the child should perform or behave in a society, or how they can perform with their normal skills. This you will just type it in the Google, you will get it. DST, you will get the sheet as such. While the enhanced index, you will not, it's not available like that, but it is a very good tool which we can use in clinics. But it is too time consuming, 1.5 hours time you have to spend. I usually use enhanced index. Then the ADHD, I will give checklist later. So management of learning, this now I think you understood what are the different diseases which can come together and how it can be differentiated. Then what we can do is we can screen such cases, that is from a population, we will be able to identify them, prevent a disability. Prevention means preventing it to becoming a disability. If they are found at the earlier age, a developmental delay is found, most probably they will show a chance of learning issue. Better you go for an assessment and clear that the child is getting things fine. Otherwise, medicate early. They will not go into a disability. Then early detection and remediation with homeopathic medicine, I found it as the best. Then supportive therapies. Our doctors should know that there are different supportive measures like occupational therapy. I have sent children and found that they will make children write as fast as the therapist write. Okay, so if there is a difficulty in writing skills, occupational therapy works along with our medication. I have seen that. Then BMT is behavioral therapy, usually given for children with hyperactivity. More than that, speech. Whenever there is a speech delay or speech deficit, a child should attain that speech before the age of 4 or 5 years. That is, before they learn language, their speech should be clear. And then only they should get it at school. Then they will perform better. So any delay is found, correct it immediately at that age. Speech therapists can help you. Then yoga is another best measure for learning issues. Then if we are giving remedial education, Vakt learning is very, very important. That is visual, auditory, kinesthetic and tactile. What I found that learning disabled children like that too. The kinesthetic and tactile works. If we experiment on things, even if we simply show that this is a cup, I will pour some copper sulfate into this, like that. If we make something else and we add like this and show all these, they can demonstrate it later. So any kinesthetic or tactile, tasting or touching, such things they do, they won't forget after that. So if you are planning for remedial education also in your clinic, that part you should take care. So these are the remedial protocol. As we say, we should individualize a case to get a medicine. We should individualize their learning aspects also. We should know what their skills are, what type of intelligence they have, that type of learning we have to entertain. We should develop skills for that. All these can be done, especially for English as second language children. I have mentioned that for them the syllabication or phonics, all those are needed. And if we give them, suddenly they start to read and all. Then remedial measures, again fine motor exercise. I'm not reading through, you can go through. And acceptance and unconditional positive regards to the child. That is actually the remedy, what the child needs. Actually, Dr. James, who had introduced me to this field, he usually says, that he will not get that from his teacher or from parents. You, the doctor, should give acceptance and unconditional support, unconditional positive regard to the child. After that, the case will be clear. I think it is very, very true. If we give like that, automatically parents feel like giving that to the child. Okay, whatever you are my child, I will be there, you can do fine. Then all these things. You should be firm enough, clear instructions, all these things. This is, I have, whenever I have taken classes for doctors, after the class, I will get at least 3 to 5 calls from doctors asking for any checklist or how we can do this. If there is a checklist, then that assessment can be avoided. Is there any options that we can follow all like that? Enhanced index cannot be shared like that. But what we can give is, this is a book and easily available in every bookstall. Just Know Your Child from by V.V. Joseph sir. Is ALDI. It's an organization for learning disabled children. And in this book, you will see such checklists for everything. Reading, writing, mathematics, skill, spellings, okay? Then see, this is a questionnaire. If you want like questionnaire options, there are questionnaires. I haven't added all these because the file will be too big. Anyway, you will get ADHD checklist, autism, then even in the learning disability, each particular one, like visual processing, what all are the things to be asked, auditory processing, what are things are, so such checklist is easily available in this book. So that is my, a piece of thing that can I share for you, and you all, it is available in Kerala, it is easily available. So I think these are the things that I want to share with you. Now, whatever you want to ask me, you can ask. The medicines I usually give, I feel like it's more of an intellectual thing, and medicines I give higher potency, and I don't repeat medicines too often. And the medicines I usually take only our normal chronic case taking. I doesn't know any other means. While each class I get from Siat sir, I understood how these disease, symptoms can be added to our case. Then last day, Anubha madam was telling that Sepia is such a nice medicine. When the child shows like the child is learning disabled, and then he or he feels like disgust to their family like that and all. Sepia is a good medicine. So like that, from each and every senior, I am learning day by day. And I think my piece of knowledge will be helpful for you also. Please try using these medicines. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. And whatever I can help, I will do. Thank you. Hello.
Dr. Krishnadas, you are there?
Yes, yes.
I
was audible, na?
It's audible, ma'am.
Dear
Okay.
doctors, if you have any doubt, please post in the chat box. Otherwise, unmuting everyone will cause a lot of chaos. Okay. Ma'am, there is a question.
Please ask.
Dr. Danya Shashidharan is asking, a child showing no interest to study says it's horrible. He will jump from upstairs, but what will be his problem? I think the question is not complete.
Yes, the question is not complete. And the cause for why it is that horrible to the child is also there.
Now some additions are coming. It's a boy of 5 years. And,
5 years means the child didn't start to learn, no? Okay, the child was in kindergarten, that is the 3.5 years to 4 years. And from 4 years to 5 years, he was in UKG. And as soon as he reached first standard, he feel like it is horrible. So either did he have some delay? If he had some delay, when children with delay or deficits are pushed to learn early, I can say that word itself, because children at 2.5 years are pulled to the nursery, and at 3.5 years they are pushed to the LKG, where their motor skills might not have developed. A child of 3 years should draw a circle. If we find that they are able to perform that, DST will cover all these. Okay, that is development, where their motor skills, fine motor skills are developed. Such skills. If we are checking that and see that the child has some deficit in that, we should better wait for 1 more year in LKG or UKG before they go to first standard. See, now he is only 5 years and he feels like jumping. Okay. Danya, please, will you unmute yourselves and speak?
1 second, ma'am.
Krishna, Dr. Krishna, can you make him a co-host?
By the time I will discuss one case, okay? Today in school, I got a case where the mother is having epilepsy, okay, from childhood, and the child is IUGR. What they told is IUGR, some 2 kg or less during delivery time, okay? So now they have brought to join in LKG. If we see the child, no, he is too small, even not even the size of 2 years. Too small child, unable to hold a crayon even. His markings will be too feeble. He didn't start the scribbling. So unless starting the scribbling, how they are planning to make the child write in a 4 line? Is it possible? And the language he speaks, they are actually Urdu speaking, Telugu speaking people, and they have come to Kerala, and so there is a language mix. But in our school, they will get the just speak in different languages. Then also the child will have that deficit in communicating. So such a child, when taken to, because they are just checking the chronological age, okay, 3.5 years, then LKG. When I took the assessment, I found that the child shows growth or development absolutely to the 2 years. That is, he can stack some toys, he can play along with some toys, okay? Then show or say his mother, or signaling to his mother what he wants, or like that and all. Okay, the sentence or words have been joined into sentences. Such children, when they are taken to LKG and later into UKG, forcefully made to write, how they will feel when they reach to first standard? They will feel like learning. So that, I think it is better to check that his development.
I think
Danya?
Dr. Danya is unmuted now.
Danya, please tell.
I think Danya doctor just left.
Left?
No. Just me. Danya doctor, can you hear us?
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
Please tell my.
Hi, Chechi.
Please tell, dear. Say.
ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞ കേസ് എന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാല് ഒരു
Danya doctor, please tell me in English. Some North Indian participants are there.
Okay. He is just promoted to first standard. In UKG also he was showing some difficulties in learning, like he doesn't like to write, sit and write. He always want to move around like that. Then I find some difficulties in writing D and B like that. At that time, I advised them, the parent, to write in like mud,
Sand or something.
Sand. Okay. Sand. I like that. Then the training was proper. He improved a lot in the final exams. Just before that, the teacher said it's very amazing and wonderful. He really improved a lot. Okay. That comment
made them
send
him to first standard.
Yes.
Okay.
But now again the system totally changed due to COVID-19. He is learning online. His class starts at 7:30, something like that.
In the morning, yes.
Early morning, yeah, early morning. So it's very difficult to make him sit before the laptop or tab for writing or studying. He
Okay.
won't sit. He will roam around. So his mom was forced to take sticks and run behind him.
Okay. Dear, one thing, Danya, you check his milestones, whether it was normal. If his child's milestones was normal, and just see one more thing, whether he had skipped any milestones also. If he had skipped some milestones, means that neuronal functions may not be that proper. We can develop that with exercises. Maybe she had tried with the motor skills or motor exercises during the end part of UKG. That is why he performed better than what he was. It doesn't mean he reached the limit where he should reach. It may be like he is better than what he was. And according to Kerala syllabus, in Kerala, the syllabus is like by the end of UKG, in the last part of UKG, the child should be able to read a whole sentence or answer a question and an answer like that. Single question, what is your name? Like that. Single line question. Is he able to read that? A single line question. Is he able to answer? Check that. If not, provide them a special education parallelly, where he will not be imposed with books. Instead, they can be entertained talking to him as much as possible to improve his vocabulary, and parallelly they can go through the teachers' videos and everything. Now, what will come in next class and all. Introduce him a bit early, not through the books. From life, whatever we have in the kitchen or what we have in our home, what we see outside, like that. EVS and all, everything can be taught like that. Okay, from nature to him. So that gradually the child feels like when the teacher asks, he knows something to answer. That will come. And second thing there is that before all this, he has to sit before the laptop. So make or put some videos or entertaining thing before that, and that teacher has sent this from school. We will see this. Teacher may be asking about this. We can sit together. We can do like that. All this she has to do. Okay, some way she has to tackle with him to adjust with his classes. I feel so. But the skill we have to improve is his fine motor skills for writing, and he may have some difficulty in concentration that you have to check. You have to see whether he can attain a 20 minutes or 10 to 20 minutes of attention. That also you check and call me again. Okay.
Anand, can you ask the unmute and you can ask the doubt? Okay. I think she's not responding actually. Dr. Krishnomar, any other questions?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ma'am, another question is from Dr. Kalpana.
Please tell.
Her question is, there are 3 parts in her question. What do you think about vaccination in autism?
Okay.
Second part, how can we treat the case, I think about autism only, and how can we find prognosis in and the timing in how many months?
How many months we can treat, or
Maybe
the child
that is what she's.
Maybe what is. Okay. So the first question, can you repeat the first question?
What do you think about vaccination in autism?
Okay, fine. Actually, a study was in IHRC. We were trying to learn autism in different aspects. There was a group of doctors. Maybe they all are present here. They can answer better than me. Anyway, I have found that Manu sir, while discussing with sir, he was telling that vaccinations affect children, but there isn't any particular proof that this vaccination has caused autism to him. And what he finds is mercurial preparation or mercury when entering a body is showing or degenerative changes in that child, okay, or developing into autism like that. I haven't done such a study, so I don't have a particular view on that. Anyway, vaccination is affecting it. We all are facing that, or one way or another we are seeing it, but no particular study has gone directly into that telling this is this. If Manu sir is in our group, is he present in our group?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay. If he was there, he would have of course answered. Last day only we had a session where Manusa was telling that he had also seen whether MMR vaccination is affecting the child. Like that was the thing. Then he told that the vaccine people, they are not telling that there is mercurial preparation in that, or that vaccine is directly affecting it. But he had done studies, or he have found cases where mercurial preparations can affect the child. That is the first question. This much only I know. I don't know too much. Then second question was, what was that regarding autism?
Autism and its prognosis, how can we assess? That is a brief of that question.
Yeah, brief. Actually, I am also dealing autistic cases in my clinic. What I find is that some symptoms, the person is responding to some set of symptoms. Usually what I do is, which one is more difficult to the parent or the child, which such symptoms I am taking, and I am giving medicines accordingly. So what I found is that some set of symptoms are being changed, and while some other remain. It is not like we can completely clear it, or like I have done some justice to the case. I can't say like that, but there are cases where the parent feel like, okay, now he is far better. He started to respond. Such cases are there, while some other cases are there where we find, okay, it is not functioning or it is not working. Last day also I was telling Dr. Jyoti, Anjali ma'am, that she took a class on yoga, how yoga works on autistic characteristics. So I was telling that such children who are not responding, maybe because I am not proficient enough to find the medicine exactly. So anyway, different therapies or multimodular approach should be moved for autistic cases. And we cannot say the prognosis completely that I can completely clear the case to this. I'm not that proficient in that. Okay, I think I am able to answer your question, even though.
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell.
Dr. Sunil is asking, ma'am, can you explain about VAKT learning?
Yes, that I can explain very well. VAKT is Vakt learning, or visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and tactile learning. Okay, so a child, when introduced to something, especially leaf, if I'm telling an example, a leaf, before telling LEAF leaf, it should be introduced while talking to the child about different leaves. When we are walking around, what leaf is that? Oh, it is from that mango tree. Oh, see, like that, it should be introduced. The terms from in Malayalam or Hindi or English, whatever the child is, in the basic language and in the language he learns, he should be able to differentiate. Then he should get different types of leaves, different, nature should fascinate him. Like that, what all you can do, whether it is visual, auditory, tactile, there are things which we can taste, make them test with taste. Okay, such things you should do that. Then whatever they can make, even he saw a leaf outside, coming home he can make it with a dough or with something. We can cut some leaves, different shapes, we can stick it into a plant like that. If the child learn like that, I am sure in first standard the child will know. And in the leaf, if you make it, him write inside it LEAF leaf, after writing 5 leaves, he will not forget the spelling. So that is the difference. It is a special educative technique, but it can be used in every school and class. That is my opinion. when there is inclusive education, that should be added. It's not like simply seeing, hearing alone. They should work on it and they should get things to do. It improves a lot. And children, slow learners or normal children, then children with IQ above normal, they find it very difficult to adjust to our normal syllabus. But they are too much interested in the activities with that. So children with IQ above normal, children with normal IQ, children with slow learners, all will be benefited from the worked learning. And mild MR cases also, actually we are giving all those, the three-dimensional things are given to teach. Okay, they can also be brought back to life. That is what I say. Please tell, is it clear or you want more explanation?
It's clear, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, next, how can we deal with kleptomania cases in children?
Kleptomania cases. I think kleptomania cases, one thing is that parents should be advised that how, and depending on the age, okay, age of the child also. Anyway, parents should be advised not to express too much or show all. Many a times what I see is that parent before other people, or parents feel like, oh, he made us guilty. Okay, we are ashamed of him. See how he has done. Is he not having all these at home? All these questions comes. But actually, if it is a disease, is the child the reason for taking all those things? It is a disease, no? So understand it as such. Okay, it is a disease. He is having such a problem. It might have developed from some sort of an emotional crisis or something was there behind that. So we should talk with the child, see, and allow him to do, like, this time I will not take. I am a good boy. Okay, that type of skill should develop in him gradually. Sometimes they take, then also they will take sometimes, but we can gradually develop such a skill in the child. Along with this, take a general case, normal case, and give the exact medicine. I believe you can clear that case.
Okay, ma'am. That question was by Dr. Kalpana.
Okay.
Now, another question is by Dr. Tendril. Ma'am, can you talk about ADHD assessment scale?
Sir, actually, I didn't introduce it into this thing. Otherwise, I could have shown it. ADHD assessment scale, no? Like our LD scale or autism scale and all, there are questions like, they will ask whether the child is too loud. Okay, whether the child is activity is too active. Like that, there are questions which we can put the range, like grade it. And depending on the grade, we can find it out, and how many questions he became positive. From that, we can assess whether the child is hyperactive, like that. For learning purpose. If we are taking it in the clinic and you just simply want to know whether he is hyperactive or not, simply talk to the child for 5 minutes. You can see how he performs in our clinic. Most of the hyperactive children will show some sort of destructiveness. Okay, I never scold a child, or I never tell them not to take anything from my clinic, because they are actually in the school, at home, or any place wherever our child, whether it is autistic or it is hyperactive, they are always told no, like that. So I usually tell parents, whatever is there in my clinic, it is for them, but they can ask me and they can take. I will give them, like that. There are children who, even though they hear that, they will slightly jump, then they will go behind me, trying, exploring things like that. Okay, if he is that much at my clinic, then we can assume how much he will be at his home. So children with hyperactivity can be traced from 2 or 3 sittings itself, their activity level. Usually, I never bring the child first for assessment. First, I speak with the parent alone. I usually tell my parents to come first session, the parents alone, where we will speak, where the parent want to vent all sort of sufferings. Fine. From that, I will take the strengths of the child alone. That will be first part. he can play some piano or something. So he plays football very well, like that and all. And the rest of the case, what she says will be all like he does like that at school. The teachers are calling me this much times. He has disturbed the people like that and all. Okay, so that will be the another part of my case. And when I see the child, I will start from the first part only. I say, your mother told that you play football very well. From there, he will start saying in such a way that we will understand what the child is, what all he want to say. So if we give a positive regard and explore the child, we will get the level of activity from all. And if he is free, he will even say the naughty things that he does. A kleptomania child, he usually comes and tell what all he takes, what all special things he take, and where he usually hides also. So children, if we give a pace, they will speak to us. Only thing, we need time and patience, but we can identify them. You asked about the checklist in that book. No, I know that book, Know Your Child. You will get a checklist on this one also, ADHD also. You can take it for our references, for our studies and all. I think it is valid also. In our clinic, it is small and very easy. Is it enough?
Dr. Deepu, is the time okay? Questions are there.
Remy Doctor, I think, can we go for 5 minutes more, or should we wind up?
No, if they have any questions, of course, I will answer.
Okay. We can move with 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Dr. Seema is asking how to help an elder child whose learning disability was not attended properly in younger age.
Okay. Elder child means of what age? I will take any age, like 14 years. Okay. A 14-year-old child, that is by 9th standard, he came to clinic, and I am finding that he is at the level 1 or 2. What we will do? He has to learn the portions of 9th standard, but the child is able to read only first standard or second standard level of reading. Okay, I'm taking a dyslexia case. What we can do is, if we assessed his level, we found that he is at level 2, but he is learning in 9th standard. So what we do is teach him the first part is the medication, the homeopathic part that you have to do. Other than that, what we can do is teach them the phonics. Okay, teach them the basic phonics, not too much. At least like what sound, like S and H says sh, like that. So gradually they will get the reading skill of reading bigger words. How bigger words can be divided into small, and how it can be attained. Once they get that skill and find it themselves easy, within, I think I have done cases, 9th standard, I have enough of patients. Okay, within 2 months, they will read most of their textbook, even though they find it difficult, and we will inform the parent also, he may find it difficult, and give questions and all, no? Make it small for him, the shortest thing, with points alone, that is enough. Okay, this is the point, or this is the answer. Learn that much only. This he should be able to write, he should be able to read, he should be able to recollect. Like that, we can develop one thing. If the child has an ability like drawing, or an artistic child, then it is more easy. All those experiment things, or the EVS, like physics, chemistry, biology, all those things, he can draw and write. Maybe everything is there in the drawing and nothing will be under that. But then also he will get marks. He will overcome that. Along with that, so in such a way, that is, seeing the child's age or class, we will equip him to that age. And that is what we have to do in a remedial teaching. What is the best way of teaching them? Then if there is a writing disability in the child, we will provide that also. There are different options of providing how to write in a way. Such children, if you see their books, it will be like there won't be full stops, there will not be capital letters, it will be all a mess. So we will teach him making a burger. First over the top, you write the heading, Okay, okay, now a leaf is kept there. What you will write? Below that, next piece, cheese. What you will write in that? Next piece. Okay, some patrick or something. So what you will write inside that? And it in the end, the conclusion. Like that, he will be allowed to make, or how to make a paragraph will be taught as such. And that will be enough for them to pass. Anyway, they don't expect too much also. They want to pass, but many a times what I see that my children, it's not like they will pass, they will score well. I always felt like that, and especially with medication. Homeopathic medication we should give along with that. Am I clear to you? And that is that enough?
Very clear,
Seema,
ma'am.
Seema doctor, is that enough? Yes, okay. You understood what I said?
I think she's understood actually.
Yes, okay. Yes.
Uh,
Then,
Doctor, did you get any questions? Any further questions, doctor? Can we wind up?
Oh, questions are there.
We can ask in the Telegram. Okay, no problem. We can have another session with Dr. Emia. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Just one question I will club because the
Yeah.
pattern is almost same.
Ah.
Which medicine helped you most in treating learning disability? Also, what all we as doctors should be ready to deal such cases, like techniques or something?
medicines, if I say, usually I go for the generals, okay, the mental or the physical generals, and give the medicine. And these nosodes, no, tuberculinum, medorinum, I think for the ADHD, if there is a clubbing with ADHD, medorinum had always worked, carcinosin had worked, then silesia, such medicines, calcarea carbamol for the delay, more than delay, math difficulty, you know, Nux vomica, I have found such good medicine. Medorinum is such good medicine. Math difficulty, that child will be like unable to count even 9 plus 1. They will not say 10, sitting in the 8th standard. I am a person with math difficulty. I have some sort of difficulty with maths, even though it's not very big, severe, but I never be the treasurer in IHMA. Okay, because I don't go with the math well. So such difficulties, actually the person feels very insecure inside. Oh, I have the difficulty in that, how I will overcome that, all those of things are there. So depending on that, they will express their symptom. It can even be like Ignatia, oh, why I am like this, I am the only person like this. So their emotions will give us the exact symptom to give the medicine. That is what I found. These are the common medicines that I have used. Then what you should be equipped with? You should be equipped with patience. Not patience, but patience. That patient to the person or the child. Today you will be teaching something, you may be giving medicine, you may be telling anything to the child. The next day they won't be following that. But day by day, oh, there will be many excuses also why they didn't do that. So if okay, no problem, you didn't do it yesterday, no, we can do it today, and right on, start doing it. I have a what special educator in my clinic, and I also help each other. We help each other. Mostly, I am very happy to be with children, my patients. So whenever we sit, no, always such whatever feelings are there inside, I will pull them out. Oh no, you are not like that. I will give enough of space for them to talk, and I think that is what you should have, and know the medicines. That is enough. You can outsource this, sending them for speech, OT therapy, special education, for behavioral therapy, even for assessment for LD, everything. There are enough of child development centers where you can send our children. You will get a feedback and you will get a full this thing on that. Yes, I will provide my number. I will provide it. How should I can spell it or give it in the message or something. So how should I do it? 938849 938849 2175. I will repeat once again, 938849 2175.
Remy doctor, tell your convenient time to call also.
Please call me in the afternoon after 3 o'clock and before 5 o'clock. Now online classes are going for my son. That is why I kept this 5 o'clock. Okay, from 5 to 8:30, he is having online class from school.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Now I request Dr. Deepu on behalf of for Palakkad IHMA to give away the vote of thanks.
Dr. Krishna, can we end the session?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is the day 2 of our webinar series, noon session. And it was an awesome class by Dr. Ramya. Actually, we planned it
Thank you so much.
day before, 2 days before, just we talked, and yesterday we made the slide, and today, just before a few moments, I prepared the slide. She prepared the slides and all. And it was a great class, and we are expecting more from you. And we also will, and I request my fellow doctors to be with IHMA and to attend our classes. And also we are having another session in the night at 9 p.m. by Dr. Abdul Rahman regarding the catheterization and all. So once again, thank you all for joining us, and thank you, Dr. Ramya. And,
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nico.
Okay, then we will see. Can we end, Doctor?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. Feel free to call.